Her friend planned her murder and then offered to help her family search for her, all while knowing that she was already dead. Let's talk about it. Melisa Palacios was born on November 15th, 1999, and her family says that she was like the heart of the family. You know, everyone just loved being around her. She loved animals, she loved playing soccer, and she just had such a bright future ahead of her. On Sunday, July 4th, 2021, 21-year-old Melisa Palacios called her mom to ask her if it was okay if she could go out with her friends to celebrate one of her friends' birthday. Now, her mom, Annabella, told her that it would be okay as long as she got a friend to pick her up there and take her back, because she didn't really feel comfortable with Melisa riding public transportation all by herself. Melisa was like, yes, no worries. I have a friend that's going to pick me up and I have a friend that's going to take me back, so we're all good. With that, Annabella said yes and let Melisa go. At around 1:14 p.m., she left the house wearing a green dress, white sneakers, and carrying a gift. Then at 2:30 p.m., she sent a voice message to one of her friends who was already at the birthday lunch, letting her know that she would be arriving late because the friend that was giving her a ride got a flat tire, so they were busy dealing with that. At around 5 p.m., Annabella called Melisa just to check in on her and see how the lunch was going, but she didn't get a response back. She thought this was weird, so she started calling around to Melisa's other friends, to the ones who were at the birthday lunch, and that's when Annabella learned that Melisa had never made it. She never showed up. She just knew in her gut that something was wrong, so she went to the authorities and she reported her daughter as missing. Authorities began searching for her right away, but the search didn't last long, because the very next day, on July 5th, people collecting firewood near a grassy, isolated area discovered a body. Firefighters arrived at the scene and they determined that this was Melisa. Her body showed signs of extreme violence, and it was determined that she had been stoned to death. Forensic experts later confirmed that she was strangled and she died from asphyxiation. However, there was no sign of SA. They added that this attack was carried out with extreme hatred and resentment towards Melisa. Her family immediately rushed to the scene and they were there crying over her body, just completely devastated. They had no idea who had so much hatred towards Melisa to stone her to death. And she was just left out there all alone as if she was nothing in the middle of nowhere. I mean, her family they couldn't believe this. The following day on July 6th, her wake was held, followed by her funeral. And so many people showed up to give her family support and to scream justice for Melisa, because whoever did this to her needed to be found and held accountable as soon as possible. As the investigation unfolded, all the evidence pointed to two suspects. Messages and calls on Melisa's phone showed that day she had arranged to meet with a woman named Maria Fernanda Bonilla.